Hi guys, it's Katie here again from BellaCreativa, back to do another video today. So we have been making this album here and we have done the cover and we have also inserted all the pages. And today we're going to do some inserts. So I'm using the Broderie Scalable Vector Graphics Mini Album set to make this album. And I have already done a lot of videos in this album and also another album using the same set of SVG files. So I'll link the playlist so you can check it out. So scalable vector graphic files or SVG files you can use with electronic cutting machines. I use a Cricut. I have a Cricut Explore Air 2 and I also have a Cricut Maker. So I use a Cricut, but you can also use Brothers Scan and Cut or a Silhouette, any of those types of electronic cutting machines, and you can download these SVG files from my Etsy store, and I'll put the link in the description box below. And they're an instant digital download, so you can start creating straight away. So I think we'll just get on with it today. Let me start by showing you. I have sort of gone ahead a little bit because it's pretty basic what I did do. I've put in all of the side inserts here. So here's my little side insert, and I've just punched a hole in it and attached a little garment pin or bulb pin with a little charm on it. And I've done that for each of the pages because all of the pages are pocket pages, and then I have also put one on the inside front cover because it fits in very nicely there. And I also believe that I put one on the inside back cover, yeah, here. So there's one there as well. So let me, I'll tell you, I've been using this paper line from Kaisercraft. It's called Whisper. This is a 6.5 inch paper pad, and I've used 2 of these. And I've also used some Atlas paper. This is the index pages from an Atlas, a really old one that I have repurposed and given another life to. So this is a really neutral colour palette that I've been using here. And then for the cardstock, I've been using 65-pound Recollections cardstock, and it's in this craft. So that's the paper line I've been using. So these side inserts here, let me just show you where they are in the files. I think they're here, inserts 4. So I've cut out a Q1 out of the cardstock. So all the blue pieces are cardstock, and then all the pink pieces are the mats for those. So I've cut those out of this paper line here. So I've cut out the Q1, I've cut out 8 of those, and then I've matted them with the Q2, and I think I've only matted them, yes, on the front because I'm lazy. Also, I'm seriously running out of paper. I've used the whole of 2 paper pads. There was a lot of cutouts pages in here, so there was 4 die cut pages in each pad, so that kind of whittled down how much I could use for matting. So I've used 2 of those already, plus the Atlas paper, and I am out. So I've done that. I've put the inserts in, and the other thing that I've done is I've gone through and added these mats here to the paper, the page edges, and also the spine. And they are just these mats here. So we'd already cut out the pages. So I've just cut out binding mats here, the B3, and I've added them to the sides of each of the pages and also that middle spine section, and I've done that all the way through. So that sort of finished off that little piece quite nicely. I have also gone through and put in some tags and inserts, and all I did for these was literally just used my offcuts and made some cards, some photo tags, pages, mats, whatever you call them. And then I've also used the tiny little strips that I had left and a bit of washi and sort of snazzed up a little bit some of these tags that I've cut out just out of the scraps. So it's I've used a lot of scraps to use to make my tags and mats. You can see here, this one I really don't have enough paper, so I've just used a little skerrick, a bit of washi, and I've just fussy cut a butterfly. These little ones here were part of the cutouts from the paper pack, and yeah, so I've gone through and I've done that, but I thought we'd make a few little inserts together today, so let's do that. So I'll bring back my book so I can show you what I've cut out. And I think we'll just do one insert at a time. So here I have cut out of my Broderie some D3s, and I've cut out 4 of those. And I've cut them out of the paper stock, so out of the card stock, D3s, 4 of those, that's these here. And then I've cut out 8 of the D6 mats to go on that, and I've cut those all out of the atlas paper because it's just about all I've got left. So that's all we need for this insert. So for this one I'm going to do a little flip up booklet. So for each of these I'm going to leave the top, or this tab here, one of the short tabs, cut off the long tab, and then the short tab, cut off one of the short tabs. So that's what I'm going to do for these. So let me get out my cutting board. And this is the only cutting that I have to do, is just cut the tabs off that I don't want to use. And the reason I've left all these tabs on is to give you a bit more versatility in terms of what you can do with each of the pieces. So this could be a pocket, and it's designed as a pocket, but if you cut off some of the tabs, then it becomes a flip. And it could flip from this long side here, or in this case we're going to flip it from that short tab there. So, you know, there's lots of ways to use each of the pieces. So all I need to do is cut these little tabs off, and then we're done with the flip together. So the album that we've been making is a 7 by 7 inch album, and it has a 3-inch spine, and that's the size that the SVG files come in if you were to make no changes. But you can scale all of the pieces up and make a bigger album, or you can score all the pieces down and make a little album. And I have got a flip through on in my flip through playlist, and I'll try and remember to link it here as well, of a quick little album that I made. Okay, so I used these, but instead of making a 7-inch album, it's only about that big. It's about 4 inches, and it's just got photos of my little puppy in it, because I thought, how cute putting little photos of my little puppy in a little album. And it was super quick to make. So I'm going to round all these corners. I think it just looks nice. And that one and that one. And then I have inked up the pieces that I could already ink up before I cut the edges off, but now I'm just going to go around and ink up the rest. So I will fast forward this so you don't have to watch me do this. Okay, I have gone ahead and rounded the corners on all my D3 pieces and inked all the way around those. I've also rounded the corners on each of my mats and inked those. So now we just need to stick it together. So today I am using Helmar's Tiger Grip to put the pieces of cardstock together, and then I am just using this cheap Crafter's Choice craft glue to put my mats on, because this is much cheaper than the other glue. So and that Tiger Grip glue I've just put in this little bottle just to make it easier for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue on each of these. I actually think I need to cut one more tab off. So I'm going to pop this one on top of here. So it's going to be like a little notebook style flip up. That's my plan. So I'll get out my trusty wipe so I can get rid of any glue that's on there. So I'm just going to make sure that that's lined up. If it's not great, I can just come back with my scissors and make more of a mess of it. This one I'm going to stick, actually I'll stick this one on. So I'll just put some glue on this tab and attach it to this one, like so. Try. Oops, got a bit of a wobble on there. And get a good press down, like the burnish. And glue will come out the edges, but I'll just clean that up with my trusty wipe. Okay, and then it's coming out the top. Ugh, making a gunky mess everywhere. And then this last one, I probably should have cut that tab off as well because it's going to be a back one and we don't need that tab. So let's just quickly trim that one off. And I'm just going to line it up. Trim that tab off. Done. So I'll pop that away. Might just ink up along there a bit more. And then we're going to put some glue on this tab. I see I have not stuck that together very well at all. I'll fix it later. I'll put some glue on this tab and then I'm just going to attach it to this back one here. And then all we have to do is mat that with our mats. So then we have, I'll give that a press. See, I've done a terrible job of lining that up. As long as it's lined up at the bottom, I feel like I can probably make it work. So then, all I need to do is go through and add my little mats, and then we just have this little flip insert. It's pretty simple. You're just using the pieces from the Broderie, and that will give us another 8 spots for photos. So you can't complain about that. So I will just go through and mat this, and then I'll be right back and we can start the next one, the next insert. Okay, so I'm back and I have gone ahead and matted this little flip booklet, and I've just quickly put a little bit of embellishment on it. So this one is the flip up that we made, and so that one's all done. So we have one little insert to go in our album. Let's make another one. So this time I am using this little packet, and I can't get the paper clip off. Big mess everywhere. Okay. So this time I'm going to use the accordion envelope pieces, but just going to make a little fold out booklet. So I have cut out 2 of the R2 pockets, that's these 2 here out of cardstock, and then one of this R3 flip, and that's this guy here, that one there. And then I have cut out 1, 2, 3, 4 of the R7 mats, and they go on the R2, so that's those. And then I've cut out 2 of the R8s, which are these 2 here, and that's the mat for the R3. So let's put that aside. And we have to do a little bit of trimming on these ones. So we're going to make a booklet out of these 2, and we're going to join them together on the long side. So I'm going to keep this tab, but cut off the 2 short tabs on that one, and then cut off all 3 tabs on that one. And then on this R3 piece, it has got 4 score lines, because normally we'd use it to make an accordion envelope, which we've done in one of the previous videos. But this time I'm going to cut it off. I don't know if you can see, so there's 4 score lines. I'm going to cut it off at the second one, and we'll use, so I'm going to cut it off along there, and then we will use what's left as the tab to attach it. So let's do that. So we'll start off by cutting this off at that second score line, or the third one. So we're going to keep this one and keep the next one and cut it off at the third one. So we just have a little tab like so. And then we can cut these two down as well. So just lining up that score line that the Cricut's already put on there for me. So I don't have to think too much about where to score it. Although I do believe I didn't do a very good job of that. It's hard to see in this light without getting my big head in the way. Let's see. Yeah, so the line's right over there, Katie. That might be a bit better. And this one, we're just going to cut off the two short tabs. That one. And this one. Just trim those off. Put that to the side. Try and do it without making a big clunky noise. Oops. I might do some corner edges. I just spilt the little corner edges everywhere. But let's start by joining these together. So I'm going to join these two together on this long flap, and then I'm just going to trim the little edges of this one here to make it more like a little tab. And I'm going to join it all together like so. So let's do that. I might use this one at the front though, because I prefer that tab to be at the back. So let's do that. So I'm going to use my Tiger Grip glue and attach this here. Line it up, pop it down. Probably should have inked around those edges, but I'll do that later. And then I'm going to do the same one here with this little tab that we've created. We didn't necessarily have to cut that off, but I just wanted to avoid all of that bulk. So I'm just going to attach that there like so. And then we just have a little flip book that flips closed like that. So we've used the accordion pieces to make a little flip book. I'll just burnish that down, make sure it's nice and sharp. And then really all we have to do is mat it. So I will just ink around these edges. I did not do a very good job of lining that up. Let's see. Maybe I'll have a go at trying to get it a bit better with my scissors, which often means it's worse. That'll do. Okay, so I'm just going, I might round these corners too, why not? That one and that one. And then I'll just ink around those bits that where we've trimmed those tabs off so they don't look so naked. Like this. This side here, and then that's our second little insert done. So then we just have to attach some mats, so let's do that. I'm going to use a Velcro dot for this, so I don't need to worry about putting magnets on before I put my mats down. I'm running really low on magnets, really need to order some. So in the meantime, I'm using Velcro dots, and I like them. So again, you can stick them on anywhere when you're done, which is awesome. Oh, so much glue. Right, put that one on there. We can jazz it up, or I'll jazz it up later. And then this one on here, so we need to do some corners here. So I love these SVG files. Really love them for the mats because I don't have to measure anything. I'm really bad. I waste so much cardstock and paper because I get my measurements wrong. Or, you know, when you something's a little bit big, so you trim it down, and then you trim too much off, and before you know it, you're left with this tiny little piece of cardstock or paper because you did such a bad job of it. Okay, so then this guy here, I think I might do it that. Oh no, I've already inked this way. So let's do some corners here. Yeah, I've completely run out of the paper pad that I was using. I'm just down to this atlas paper pretty much now. That's why I'm only using the paper pad for the tiny little pieces. But you know, you make it work. This guy can go here. Pop that one on there. So we can put some more photos in here if we want to. If you were feeling adventurous, you could shrink down the little corner pockets and put some corner pockets in here and make it like a file folder. Let's have a look, I'll show you what I mean. In here we have the SVG files for corner pockets, wherever they might be. Here, J8. They're probably too big to go in here the size they are, but if you put those and their mats on together and shrunk them down, then you could probably put some corner pockets in here as well. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it like so. I think that's totally cute. So there's another one. So we have 2 inserts. Let's make another one. So I've already done one of these to see how they looked. Oh, I've got my, there we go, paper clip stuck down. So this is some, what would you say? It's oven paper, grease-proof paper. You could do this with vellum. I could have done this with my atlas paper. So I've just cut out some pockets and then glued them together to make this little paper bag, which I thought is cute. So the paper itself is coffee stained because I coffee stained some paper, and then when I was baking it dry in the oven, I put it on some of this grease-proof paper. So the paper has come out stained as well. See, look at that, isn't that lovely? So I kept it, and I thought it would make a great little, it's almost like a glassine bag. So that's one I've already made. So you can make these out of any of the pockets, but for these ones here, I've cut out 2 of the F2 pockets I've cut out here. So you could do this with any of the pockets that don't have the lacy edges. I mean, you could probably do it with the pockets with the lacy edges too, but I'm doing it with the non-lacy edge pieces. So I've cut out 2 of these F2s out of my grease-proof paper. And they do have score lines on them, although they're just about practically impossible to see. So this should be fun, trying to trim them down. On this one, I'm going to trim off this top tab. So let's do that. I can't see where my score line is at all. Let me just put a couple little pen marks, that might help me. Little pencil marks so I can see where they are. There's one. And one's there. Right, so I'm going to trim this little tab off, like so. Throw that one away. And then on this one, I'm going to cut off both of the short tabs. So let's see how we go with that. I can see, when I hold it up to the light, I can see the score line. Really difficult to see in this light. There, must be about there and up here. Okay, that might help me a little bit. So I'm cutting off both of the short tabs. One. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a little bag. Two. Right, so then we are going to fold and burnish along these score lines, hoping we can see them, of course. Where are you, little score lines? There and about there. And on this one, doing it the opposite way so I can sort of hopefully see where the score line is. It has to be there. And then there. Whoops, not quite so perfect. And then this one here, I'm going to fold. Of course, they'll be easy. They're obviously much easier to see on the cardstock, but this is so fine. Okay, so now I have these crinkly scissors. I don't know what brand they are, but I'm sure you've seen them everywhere. And I'm just going to cut along each of those tabs to make it look like a glassine bag or a you know, lunch bag or such. So I'm just trimming the tiniest bit off the edge, and same with this little tab at the bottom. Really bad at cutting in a straight line. And then same with this one here. And just cut down there. Ooh, I've got the wobbles. Okay. I'll just put the little mess to the side, and then we're just going to glue them together. So normally we would glue them together with the tabs on the inside, but this time we're going to glue them with the tabs on the outside. So I'm just going to get out my glue and line this up with this one's got the tab down the bottom and this one's got no tabs, like so. It's not very straight because my cutting appears to not be very straight. What I'll try this way. It'll have to do. Okay, so I'm just using this cheap craft glue and it's going to run some down there. And I'm going to try and fold it over like so. Burnish it down. And then the same on this side. Not sure how well that's going to fold. Let's see. Tricky stuff to work with, this greaseproof paper. It's very thin. Okay. Bit of glue down here. And fold. And then this little bottom one's going to come up and fold over. So a bit of glue on there and fold that closed. Cute! So then all that I'm going to do is with this one is I just trimmed along the top of both of them together to get that little rough edge. So I just bring out my trusty scissors and try and cut in a straight line. Not bad, not bad. Might put a little bit of ink along the top there. And we have a couple of little bags to go in our album. So I think they're cute. So this one here was the F pocket that I showed you. I think it was the F2. This one here, the F2 pocket. And this slightly bigger one here, I actually used the accordion pocket. Whoop. So I cut two of the R2s to make it a slightly bigger bag. But as I say, any pocket you could use. So we're in the inserts. So going backwards, you could do these, but they're going to be as tall as your album, so that's worth considering. You could use any of these pockets here, although they do have the lacy edges. You could use any of the F pockets. You could use these pockets here. This one is going to be enormous, so you might not want to do that. And you could do it with these two D pockets as well. So that's that one. So I'll put those together with our little set of inserts. And I have one more little insert to make. So this one, let's get out our book again. I have cut out 2 of the D2 pieces, that's these ones here. And then I have cut out 4 of the D5 mats, so they go on the D2, so I've got 4 of those. And then I have cut out a little E4 pocket and one of the E8 mats to go with that. So it's the E4 pocket and the E8 mat. And that's it. This is the last insert to go. So let's put all of that aside. On this one, I'm just going to make a fold out booklet from this side. So I'm going to cut those 3 tabs off. And on this one, I'll probably cut all of them off. So let's do that. So these are just some ideas for you on things that you could make. There's probably lots of other things that you could do as well. My album's looking pretty chunky though, so I'm not sure that I want to put too much more in there. But inserts are always fun. So this one I'm going to cut off all 4 of my tabs. Like so. Ooh, wobbled just as I was about to close it. Like so, and this one. Excuse my messy fingernails and fingers generally. I was playing around with some alcohol inks yesterday and I did a really good job of not getting on there until it came to clean up, and then as I was cleaning up I managed to get it everywhere. Okay, so this D2 has got a tab and we're just going to attach this tab to this one to make our simple little booklet. So let's go ahead and do that straight away. I'm going to attach that one to that one. And there we have our little booklet. And I've done such a terrible job of cutting off those tabs. I do a better job of it when I'm not on camera because I can get really close to it or overhead. On camera I don't feel like I can do that. So I do feel like I need to trim that up a bit, but let's move on. I'm going to round my corners. See if I can do that with both pieces in there. This one's a bit wonky. Just going to trim that. Didn't do a great job of trimming off those tabs. But it'll do. Ugh. Okay. And then this is going to go on my front cover. So I'm going to round those 2 corners as well. And we can just glue that mat straight on. Ooh. And pop that down on here. And I haven't inked the edges, but I will do that. I'll do it off camera so you don't have to watch me. I'll just stick it down. Don't think I got enough glue in that corner. Missed that corner altogether. There we go. Okay, and then on the front I'm going to put this little pocket just there like so. So let's do that. I'm going to use my Tiger Grip glue for that. So this is an E4 pocket that we cut out. Fold this one up. Like so, and then I'm just going to decide whereabouts it's going to go. I think pretty much about here is good. Brush it down. I might get a little bit of glue off that I've let seep out the bottom there. And then I can put the mat straight on that one. And then we can put a little insert in our little pocket if we want to. Didn't put much glue up the top here. This is where I go from not enough glue to too much, and there seems to never be an in between. Okay, put that little mat on that little pocket, cute. And then I just need to quickly put some mats on here. So I have one here, and one on the back page. So I need to put some corners on here. And here. And we can stick that one down. Pop that down on there. And I need some corners on here. Bit of glue. Come on. Pop that one down. Oh. And then on the back. So we need corners on this side. I always have to check because otherwise I put the rounded corners on the wrong way. I have done that myself a few times. And then this one down, and we have done a bunch of little inserts which will make it fun in our album. Okay, so I'll come back and I'll ink that up afterwards, but let's put our little bunch of inserts in. So here's my album. And I think, let's see, what have we got? We've got a couple of little bags. We have got, where should I put them all? Maybe, where's a good place for this? I feel like this might be a good place for this insert, so let's stick that one in here. Although you can't see the bottom then, which is where I've done all the fancy shushing. It's under here. Belly band, maybe. Maybe we'll stick this in here, like so. That's good. Maybe don't even need that one there. So we've got a little thing there. Close that one up. Oh, no, it goes that way. Okay, and then what's in here? Maybe I'll put a little paper bag in here. Cute. Close that one up like that. This one, maybe we could put this one as a little slide in there like so. And sorry, I might not be completely in the camera. I've kind of gone crazy, so maybe I'll take this tag out, put this one in here. That's cool. And we can put something in that pocket. Actually, let's put a tag in there like that. That one. Perfect. Lovely. So then we have that there. And we have a little, so now I've got some spares, and I have a little, I could put this little tag in here maybe, like so. And we have another bag, so let's stick that in here. like that. I don't know, that one might be long, maybe. Where did I put that other bag? Anyone remember? What's in here? Oh, this is a good spot. Let's put this tag in here. And I think I put it in, did I put it in here? Yeah, so maybe the long bag should go in here. Like so. Yeah. Like so. And then we'll go back to the front, inside cover, and this little bag can go in here. Might work a bit better. There. Love it. Alright, so that's a whole bunch of little inserts now. We're really chunky. That's just perfect and I love it. So thank you for joining me with this series of the Broderie. This is the second series that we have created, or the second album, and so therefore the second series in our very neutral palette and quite plain album. But I think it's come together really fabulously, and I will do a little flip through in another video. Thanks very much for joining me. If you're interested in the Broderie SVG files, as I say, there's a link to my Etsy store in the description box below. I hope you've enjoyed the series. Have a look through, see if there's another playlist that you might be interested in. I'd love it if you subscribed to my channel so you can see some of the other projects that I'm doing coming up soon. Drop a comment below if you like. I always try to reply to comments. And give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for your time. Bye.